Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the black box of ChatGPT. Seriously, we're going to look under the hood and see exactly how it goes from a simple prompt to a response that feels, well, shockingly human. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever stopped and wondered, does it actually think? Does it understand what I'm saying? It's a huge question, right? But the truth is actually way more fascinating, and it all boils down to one single core function. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is throw out any idea of a conscious mind. At its most fundamental level, ChatGPT is basically just a very, very sophisticated word guesser. Its main job, its whole purpose, is to predict what word should come next. And that's really the key thing to wrap your head around. There is no ghost in the machine here. What it is a system built on statistics, probabilities, and a really clever architecture that's designed to understand language mathematically. So, how does this amazing prediction engine actually do its thing? Think of it like the autocomplete on your phone, but just supercharged. We're talking about an autocomplete that's been fed a massive chunk of the internet. It's not just guessing based on the last two words you typed, it's guessing based on the entire context of your conversation. All right, let's actually walk through an example to see this in action. When you type in a prompt like this, the model's very first task is to figure out the single most probable word to come next, sifting through countless possibilities it learned from all its training data. So after analyzing that phrase, it runs the numbers and calculates that the word learn has the highest probability of being the right next step. It's constantly asking itself, given everything I've seen so far, what word makes the most sense right here? And then it locks it in. And here is the really brilliant part. It doesn't just do this once. It takes that new word, learn, adds it to the sentence, and then runs the entire process again to predict the next word. And it repeats this loop, word by word by word, until it's formed a complete thought. But okay, predicting the next word is one thing, right? Making those predictions actually make sense in a long, complicated conversation is something else entirely. So how does it get the context and the nuance so right? Well, that's where the real secret sauce is, the architecture. The brain behind ChatGPT is a deep learning architecture called a transformer. And no, we're not talking about a sci-fi robot here. It's a specific type of neural network that was designed back in 2017, and it completely revolutionized how machines process language. Now, I know this diagram looks super complicated, but the core idea, oh man, it is a total game changer. See, before the transformer, AI models had to read a sentence word by word, which made it really hard to see the big picture. The transformer's breakthrough is that it processes the entire prompt all at once. It gets this complete bird's-eye view of your request, which lets it understand the relationships between all the words before it even starts writing. The transformer's secret weapon, its superpower, is a mechanism called self-attention. This basically lets the model figure out which words in your prompt are the most important for predicting the next word. For example, in a sentence like, "The robot picked up the ball because it was heavy," self-attention is what helps the model know that it refers to the ball, not the robot. It's incredible. Okay, so we've got a powerful prediction engine with a genius architecture, but that still doesn't explain how it got so good at being helpful and, not just spewing random internet nonsense. And that's where we humans come into the picture. The training is really a two-step dance. First is pre-training, where the model just gobbles up a gigantic portion of the internet, books, articles, websites, to learn the raw patterns of language. But then comes the really important part, fine-tuning. This is where human trainers step in and act like coaches, giving it direct feedback to shape its behavior. This fine-tuning process has a fancy name, Reinforcement Learning from Human Feedback, or RLHF. It's actually a really clever loop. The AI gives a few different answers to a prompt. Human reviewers then just rank those answers from best to worst. All that ranking data is then used to train a totally separate AI called a reward model, whose only job is to get really good at predicting which answers a human would prefer. That reward model then becomes an automated coach for ChatGPT. And this is literally what it looks like in practice. A human labeler sees two responses and just clicks on the one they think is better. That's it. But when you do that simple act of choosing millions and millions of times, you create this incredibly rich data set that teaches the AI what we, as humans, actually think is helpful, harmless, and accurate. It's learning our preferences. Now, this training method is unbelievably powerful, but it also comes with some really profound consequences. Because when the AI learns from a giant snapshot of human text and is refined by human preferences, well, it becomes a mirror. And that mirror reflects everything: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's the real challenge we're facing, isn't it? When the training data has our biases baked into it, the AI learns those same biases. When it reads misinformation online, it can repeat that misinformation with total confidence. It brings up all these huge questions about privacy, copyright, and how to stop it from generating truly harmful stuff. Essentially, the AI inherits all of our collective baggage. So there you have it, from a super smart word guesser to a pretty complex reflection of our own digital world. If you found this deep dive helpful, do us a favor and hit like and subscribe to The Explainer for more. And that brings us to our final question for you. People are doing some absolutely wild and creative things with this technology, way beyond just asking it for facts. So we really want to know what's the coolest, most interesting, or most useful thing you've made with ChatGPT. Let us know down in the comments below. We'd love to check it out. Thanks for watching.